All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Let me do a mic check. Let me do a mic check to make sure I'm hearing everything good. Testing, testing. All right, guys, welcome to another live testing. All right, cool. Yeah, so if you don't hear the mic during the live stream, make sure you leave a comment and let me know that the mic is not working. Okay, so CPI data came in at rose 0.2%. So overall goods went up 0.2%, and it was expected to go up 0.2% in August. So that's very good for inflation. That suggests that inflation is slowing down, and it just goes along with the narrative that we're going to do our first rate cut in September. Now, if inflation would have came in a lot higher for the month of August, they probably would have had to think about maybe extending the rate cut that they're going to do in September, or adjust the amount they were going to do, adjust the amount of the rate cut that they were going to do. Now, it's already priced in that they were going to do a 25 basis point rate cut. That's most likely what they're going to do in a couple of weeks, because the Fed meeting is in a couple of weeks. But if so, I don't think they could go lower than that. I don't think you could do like a 15-point basis cut. I think it goes in quarters. So yeah, I just think I don't think the CPI data is manipulated, but like I said in my other videos, I said think CPI, PPI numbers tend to come out the way they need to come out during election year. And typically the market does good when it's an election year. Speaking of election, we did have the debate yesterday, and I'm not for either side, this side or that side. But as the debate was going on, we saw that crypto prices tanked. And now most people suggest, right, this is what the public say. This is not my opinion. Most people suggest that, well, not suggest, it's documented that Trump is pro-crypto, and Kamala, Biden, their side is not pro-crypto, right? They want more regulation. They want to monitor the space. They're not like Trump, where Trump wants to have less regulation when it comes to crypto and things like that. So the fact that the market tanked yesterday as the debate was going forward, it just suggests that people that were watching the debate that were pro-crypto and that are hoping for a Trump victory, those people were selling off or manipulating the market, or saw the debate and thought maybe Trump wasn't doing as well. That's what the market said. Not what I'm saying. I'm just pointing out the facts, right? So yeah, the crypto market tanked yesterday. It did rebound today. So, I mean, probably, and I'm looking at the market. Give me a sec. Yeah, Bitcoin's at 57.5. So I think yesterday it went all the way down to 56 or 55 during the debate. So yeah, most people, I think during a good portion of the debate, I guess they thought Kamala was doing better. And again, Trump's pro-crypto, so that's why the market for crypto tanked during the debate. So yeah, so CPI, I have this newsletter, so let's go over, or this news article, let's go over it, and let's talk about consumer price index. All right, so it says consumer prices rose 0.2% in August as annual inflation rate hits lowest since early 2021. It says the CPI, broad measure of goods and services cost across the U.S. economy, increased 0.2% in August, in line with the Dow Jones consensus. That puts the 12-month inflation at 2.5%. Down 0.4% down zero point 0.4 percentage point from the July level and the lowest since February 2021. So it's been 3 years since we had these low levels. So it just, again, it runs into the narrative of doing our first rate cut in the next couple weeks. Now, most people would think if they did a higher rate cut, like let's say they did 50 basis points opposed to doing a 25 basis point rate cut, most people would take that as a bullish sign, but it could be considered as a bear. The market could take it as a bearish signal because most people have priced in a 25 basis points. So if the Fed comes out and says, "Hey, we're going to do a 50 basis point cut," that might suggest that they think inflation's out of control and they need to do a higher rate cut. So it's not always necessarily good that they do a higher rate cut, although it could be bullish for the market as well. Short-term interest rate, it is bullish, right? A higher rate cut would be bullish, but then it also pose the question, okay, we had 25 basis points priced in. Why are they doing a 50 basis points? So it's kind of bullish and bearish at the same time, and you kind of never know how the market is going to react. Because we saw with NVIDIA, they came out with pretty decent, I wouldn't even say decent, really good earnings. And I think it was like 130% over revenue or something like that, expected revenue. And NVIDIA tanked. It went all the way down to, I think, like 105 or 102. Now it bounced back up. If you look at NVIDIA, I think it's at 117. Earlier today was at 107, 109, and then it bounced back all the way to like 117. Aftermarket, it's a little bit down. Not really. On the day, it's not down at all. So, yeah, I honestly think that dip that we had when NVIDIA came out with its earnings was just a fake out, in my opinion. Because if you report that good of an earnings, it shouldn't be that negative unless the market is just saying that it's overpriced. But I honestly don't think NVIDIA is overpriced. I think it's going to be $10 trillion company plus. Now, it could have competitors come into the space and take some market share. But I think NVIDIA is going to be a $10 trillion company, in my opinion. It's probably going to take 5 to 10 years. But who knows? With the AI space, everything is moving pretty quickly. And just if you haven't used ChatGPT or any like Copilot, Llama 3 or whatever, they have a bunch of them, right? They have a bunch of chatbots. Use one of those chatbots and just ask it a series of questions. Like just think about any question and ask it. And it's amazing how it just pulls up an answer to what you ask it for. Now, when you apply that to the medical space, getting information from patients and years, tens of years, hundreds of years of medical information and coming out with a diagnosis or coming out with a suggestion to heal the patient is another use case for AI. So, and there's many more use cases. I mean, the full self-driving is going to become a thing. They already have Tesla already has the full self-drive. Well, I don't think it has the full self-drive. I think they're still working on rolling it out, but they have the Waymo in San Francisco. If you haven't seen that. So they already have things in place that need AI, GPU computation. So NVIDIA is not going anywhere. It has 85 to 90% of the market share. Again, you have companies that I think a lot of people are sleeping on, like Intel. Intel, if you look at Intel, and I want to get an Intel position next year. It bounced up today. I want to get an Intel position next year. Hopefully, who knows, right? I got to see where the price goes, but Intel is very, very intriguing to me, interesting to me because it's at $20. If we look at the chart, it took a huge crash from 50. And a lot of if you work for a corporation You look at like a lot of these Lenovo laptops, HP, they use Intel processing. Everybody can't buy NVIDIA chips and use it for their day-to-day activities. So they're going to need a cheaper option. Yeah, NVIDIA is going to be the main producer of these AI chips, but they're not going to be the only ones producing. And Intel's been around, if we look at the chart, Intel's been around since 1983. It's been 17 to 20, 17 plus 24, a total of 42, 43 years, 41 years. So I don't think Intel's going anywhere. I think it's a good, in my opinion, I think it's a good opportunity. That's why I am going to build a position, hopefully next year, depending on the price. Right? If it shoots up too much, probably not. But if when I'm ready to get in a position, if it's at the right price, I definitely want to build a position. But again, this is a company along with AMD is another chip company that, again, 242 billion. If you think the space is going to grow, these are some stocks to look at. AMD, Nvidia, Intel. They all produce chips. Obviously, Nvidia is probably going to be running the show. Nvidia is probably going to be leading the way. But that's when you get into these other plays that are probably going to do 2 to 3x over the next 3 to 5 years. And I think the AI space is going to develop pretty quickly. I think people are seeing the power of AI, especially in crypto too. Like the combination of AI and blockchain is very intriguing to a lot of people, and it's getting a lot of attention. So I would just pay attention to this. If you're saying, what should I be investing in, or what spaces should I be looking at? Maybe not what should I be investing in, but what spaces should I be investing in? And then you have to figure out what companies you want to get into, what assets you want to purchase. Because again, this is not financial advice. But yeah, AMD, Nvidia, Intel, and then the semiconductors, the people that help make the chips, TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor, ASML, the machinery used to build these chips. So these are the plays that you need to look at. Also, another space that's going to grow with the AI space is the software. The software is to run these GPUs, to run these chips are going to be needed. So make sure like you also take a look at software plays that are needed for these GPUs, because the software is going to continuously need to be updated. You're not going to be able to run it without software. So start, if you're saying where should I be looking at, I think the software space, the blockchain space, and the chip space. Those three spaces, if you get into the right place, I think you can make some money over the years. But yeah, inflation is moving along as we thought. It's slowing down. Now, whether that's true, whether the numbers are manipulated, who knows? But, it's just falling in line with the first rate cut in September. Hopefully we get another one before the end of the year. I think, what does this mean for prices for tech? I think tech is going to go up. Again, lower rate cuts, companies borrow more. That means they're able to invest more into their company. More investment means more production. More production means more profit and higher stock prices. Now, for BTC, I honestly don't think it changes the story. It does help it if it helps fuel what was already going to happen. BTC is going to make an all-time high. My prediction, my opinion, I think by the end of the year we'll be in the six figures, if not very close. But I think we break it by the end of the year. I think, again, September is historically, I just put out a video, September historically is a bearish month for crypto. So, yeah, you want to make sure that you are aware of that, and watch my video if you haven't seen why it's historically a bearish month. But yeah, September for the stock market and all over, it's typically a bearish bearish time to own assets, but it's also an opportunity to get in at a cheaper price, because historically what follows a bearish September is a bullish October, and that's where the opportunity comes. And specifically, again, this year is an election year. We are in the crypto bull market. We're about to get into the parabolic phase, in my opinion, and I think it's around the corner. And there's going to be some money made. I think, honestly, a double or triple on, if you're not heavily invested in the research, I think you can. I want to make sure too that my volume is working. Yeah, I think it is. Okay. Yeah. So if you're not heavily invested in whatever it is, like stocks or crypto, and you're just getting in, stick with the big blue chip plays. So for stocks, it's Nvidia and like AMD. For crypto, it's Ethereum, Bitcoin. At least you can get some of the upside that most people think we're going to see in the upcoming months, especially towards the end of the year and going into the beginning of 2025. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Inflation, good inflation numbers today. Some housekeeping items. Make sure you go follow me on TikTok, Financial Nutrition, Instagram, Mr. Financial Nutrition. I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. We're a little late with the post today, but that will go out soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys in another one. Take care.